Hello there, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I want to look at a question paper of September 2022. So we are going to start on the first part, that is the multiple choice. And this is the section A with short questions. So the first question that we have in terms of our section A is the most suitable facility when exchanging rand for foreign currency. Of course, we're given major hotels, cruise liners, holiday resorts, foreign exchange bureau. So it is that the correct response is D, which is the foreign exchange bureau. So we go to number two, the capital city of Angola. Of course, the capital city of Angola is Luanda, which we have on B. Moving on to number three, the most important factors are to consider. The most important factors are to consider when compiling a tourist profile. So you'd see that we have different responses, and that we have the correct response is a trip motivator. We have budget and dates and length of tour are the most important factors to consider when compiling a tourist profile. So we have A. Then going to 1.1.4. Valued items are such as historic buildings that have been passed down from previous generations and form part of the history of a group or a nation. We have heritage and diversity, tradition and culture. So you'd say that it is the heritage. So we have A. For number five, a person working in the hospitality industry should be able to drive a tour bus, have a pilot's license as B, and then C, be a qualified chef, and then D, be able to work well in a team. So the most appropriate is D, be able to work well in a team, which is D. So we'll move on to the next part, which is now question 6. The Fish River Canyon attracts tourists too. So obviously we need the country. So on number 6, we have a B, which is Namibia. It is in Namibia. If a Gautrain passenger scans the key QR codes on the information leaflets, so which is the most appropriate that we have? So it says that B is most appropriate. He or she will connect to the Gautrain website. Then we go to number 8. Number 8, it reads, the annual National Arts Festival held in Dash draws large number of domestic tourists. So you see that this annual National Arts Festival is held in Makanda, which is B. So on number 9, a tour that is planned to depart on a regular basis, regardless of the number of tourists are booked on the tour. We've got general tour, inclusive tour, scheduled tour, a personal tour. So the correct response is a scheduled tour, which we have at C. The number 10, an example of a below the line promotional technique. Of course, we have got radio, exhibition, audio visual display, magazine. So according to responses that the correct response is exhibition, which we have on B. So basically, when looking at the below the line promotional technique, it usually targets channels such as a direct mail, email, also events is also part of a direct, it's also part of the below the line promotional technique. We can also have sponsorship as an example, social media, and digital marketing. So you see that exhibitions is the most appropriate according to the responses that we are given. So basically, they target customers in out of the mainstream focus. So that's the scenario that we have on below the line promotional technique. So we move on to number 11. Advice to a person hiring a motor vehicle from a car rental company. So according to our responses, I would say that A is the most appropriate. Check the vehicle thoroughly for any damage before leaving at the rental and depot. So we have A. Then we'll go to number of course, this is number 8. We've got number 11. And then we move on to the next part, whereby we are now having number 12. These southern countries are bordered by the Indian Ocean on their eastern side. So, according to the countries that we are given, the correct ones, we have got Mozambique and Tanzania. Mozambique and Tanzania, which is D. Then number 13, should the emergence okay when traveling on the Gautrain? Should the emergence okay when traveling on the Gautrain? So what happens? So we check in terms of our responses. So it says that press the alarm button in the carrier. So this is the most appropriate response. And number 14, a market dash is another name for a group of tourism customers who are alike and share similar characteristics. So we've got volume, profile, sector, segment. So the correct one that we have is segment. So we have D. For number 15, a traveler exchanging 32,250 rands for a business trip to Germany when the exchange rate is 17.46 will receive. Obviously, when we are converting the rands to the German currency, we are supposed to divide. So we're going to say 32,250. Because we divide by 17.46. When you do that, you are going to see that you are going to get your answer as 1,847.08. So you see that the correct one that we have according to our responses, we have got B and D having the same answer there. We'll see that on D we have got the dollar, and then on B we have got the euro. So obviously you see that Germany uses the euro, so B becomes the correct response. Then you go to number 16, South African Minister of Tourism. The South Africa Minister of Tourism. Remember, this question paper is for 2022, which means you have to be in line with the current Minister of Tourism. Therefore, the current Minister of Tourism is Patricia. Patricia de Lille. So this is the current Minister of Tourism. Then we go to number 17. A tour operator forms part of the tech sector of the tourism industry. Of course, we're given travel organizer, destination organizer, support services, commercial. So the correct response is travel organizer. So we have A. The number 18, Dash forms part of the folklore of different cultures in South Africa. So you see that the correct response is storytelling. Storytelling. Then we move on to the next one, number 19. A tour itinerary is a dash according to responses that were given. See that B is the correct one. Schedule including dates and times, activities, and accommodation for a tour. So we have B. Then move on to number 20. Dash will assist employees in the tourism industry to improve customer service delivery. So on number 20, we would be constructive criticism, which is the most appropriate. So this is what we have on our multiple choice section. Of course, we move on to the next part, which is column B, which is our 1.2, which we have column A and column B, whereby you have to choose a term from column B that matches a description in column A. Of course, the column A, we are given descriptions. Our first description usually are spoken with a slight bow and hands are pressed together. So which one is the correct one? So we see that the correct one that is matching that is D. which is Namate. So we have D as the correct response. Then on 1.2.2, attempt to describe any food that complies with a strict set of dietary rules in Judaism. So I will pick according to what we have. So instead, we've got a continuation of our responses. We have got the kosher, which is H, which is the correct response. And on the third part, a Japanese display of respect, remorse, gratitude, and greeting. So we check again, which one do we have? We have got bowing, which is an F, bowing, F, so we say F, which is bowing. Then on 1.2.4, a large outdoor advertising structure, that is on number 4. A large outdoor advertising structure, so we check which is the most appropriate. We've got a billboard, B. So we have B. On 1.2.5, usually folded and only includes a summary of information that is promotional in character. So according to our responses, you see that C is the most appropriate, Broco. So we have got C. So that is what we have on the matching words. So we go to the next part of our questions. We've got now 1.3. Choose the correct words from those given in brackets, right? Only the word next to the question numbers. We've got 1.3.1 to 1.3.5. Then first part, a flight from New York, USA to Rome, Italy is classified as a, basically this is a transatlantic flight, which we have here. So we have transatlantic as the correct. Then the Gautrain station that acts as a link to OR Tambo International Airport is dash a station. It is the Centerton station. So we have Centerton. Then we go to number 3. A person with a limited budget wanting to book a cruise on a luxury cruise liner should consider booking A or N. We've got interior cabin or suite. So the correct one is interior cabin. Then a person who requires insurance against damage to the windscreen of a rented vehicle when hiring a vehicle will consider W and DW. So we have at this part. So we move on to 1.3.5. Biometric scanners are used to international airport to we have got scan passengers for COVID-19 or verify the identity of passengers. So you see that this is to verify the identity of passengers. And that's what we have for that part. We go to 1.4. For 1.4, we have to choose a destination from the list given that matches the description below, right? Only the word next to the question number. So on the first part, Namibia's most popular park for wildlife watching, which is also characterized by a large salt pan. So you will see that this is the Etosha National Park. This is our 1.4.1. So we are saying this is our 1.4.1. Then we go to 1.4.2. This popular holiday destination built in the Lesotho Maluti Mountains offers a variety of water-based activities. It is the Kata Dam, of which we have the Kata Dam on this part, and this is 1.4.2. Then this attraction is one of the highest concentration of rock art in the world. So we see that this is the Tsodilo use. So we check where we have Tsodilo use. We have here. We've got 1.4.3. Then we move on to the next one, number 1.4.4. The world's largest man-made lake along the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe. And this is Lake Kariba. So if you check there, you see that we have Lake Kariba on this part, which is now 1.4.4. Then moving on to 1.4.5, a luxury tropical holiday destination located off the south coast of Mozambique. It is the Bazaruto Archipelago. So check where we have the Bazaruto Archipelago. We have it on this part. So this is 1.4.5. So this is what we have, guys, on this part. So we move on to the next section, which is now our 1.5. So 1.5 start the image of an airplane and the descriptions given. Identify the areas labeled 1.5.1 to 1.5.5. So you have to write all of the correct answers. So on the first part, 1.5.1, we are given it as the flight instruments, and we want the name of that part, which is this part. We call it a cockpit. So we are saying 1.5.1. We have a cockpit, and then we move on to the next one, which is 1.5.2. So this is the section that we have, travel class section. And this is the business class, business. Business class, and then we move on to 1.5.3, which we have at the middle part, which is the travel class section. It is the economy class. So we have economy. Economy class, then 1.5.4, storage of check-in baggage. It is the cargo hold. Then 1.5.5, storage of food and beverages. It is the galley. So this is what we have in terms of representations of the sections that we are given. Then moving on to our next part, which is now our question 2, which is map work and tour planning or foreign exchange. So you are given that study the extract and answer the questions. You are given an extract of a ride a motorbike through the wild African bush. So you need to go through the extract that you are given. So on the first question, it reads, give 2 reasons why the above mentioned tour will be suitable for tourists from a high income bracket. So we refer back to the extract. So it is suitable for a high income bracket, because if you come here, you see that it reads that um, if you come on the part of the information that you are given, and that's where we are supposed to deduce that. So we check according to what we have. So you'd see that it reads our exclusive 5-star motorbike safari tour takes you into a heart of Big Five country through some of the most breathtaking scenery, and also you check according to the requirements of the accommodation, 2 nights, 4 5-star accommodation along the panorama route included. So on this statement, you'd see that this is a 5-star accommodation. So it indicates that it is in a high income bracket. So basically, according to the description that also have on our other section, the tour members will stay in a 4 to 5-star luxury accommodation. That is the response that you can give. And also the itinerary mentions that the tour is exclusive. Space is limited to 6 riders per tour. So that's makes it qualify to be a high income bracket. So that's one on Yoko 2.1. 2.2, the above mentioned tour package will appeal to the SI tourist. State your opinion on this statement given a relevant motivation. So obviously, you have to agree with the statement. So if you check in there, it is of a special activity. The tour is of a special activity. If you come on this part, you do that. It's our exclusive 5-star motorbike safari tour. So it's specifically for motorbike riding. So that makes it qualify to be the SI tourist. So this is exactly also the the explanation that we have in our answer section, as we are saying, we have to agree with the statements, and then the SI tourist is tourist that has a special interest in a specific activity. Therefore, the target market of the above mentioned tour is tourists that are not only interested in nature, but more specifically in motorbike riding through the African bush. So, and that's the response on that part. Then on 2.2, 2.3, suggest one reason why this tour is limited to a maximum of 6 riders per tour. The reason of limitation of 6 riders per tour is there could be a limitation on the number of motorcycles that are available. That can be one of them. Or it is easier to manage a smaller number of motorcycles, or the tour operator wants to keep the tour exclusive. So these are the possible responses on that one. Then with that, we move on to the next question that is on exchange rates. This is a question that we have on exchange rates. Question 3. So on our question 3, it is start the images and answer the questions. First question, state the name of the currency labeled A, which we have on this part. So the currency is this one, which of course, this is the euro. This is the euro. Then I will go to the next one. Name the country that uses the currency labeled B. So B is here. And we have got the currency. And of course, this is the yen. This is the yen. And it's the question requires us to name the country. And the yen is used in Japan. So we have Japan. Then 3.3, refer to the image labeled C and discuss the impact that tourists are spending we have on the economy of the region. So tourist spending is on shopping tour. So it means this is going to bring income to the local country where the shopping tour is taking place. So in response to that, you will see that when the money is spent in the local community, the money will have the effect of being multiplied, and then it's going to be used in many instances. The revenue collection of the government also is going to increase, as those that are shopping are also going to pay tax. So in that case, it also increases revenue collection income, which is going to be redistributed again by the government to the less privileged. So that's another advantage. So we have got various uh, uh, positive impacts that we can deduce from that. So we go to see the explanation that we have pertaining that, whereby we are saying the economy of the region will improve as members of the local community who can earn an income from tourism by selling products and services to visiting tourists. So this can be also a possible response to that. And then also jobs will be created. Jobs will be created in the form of direct employment and indirect employment. Then when employment is spent on the local community, when money is spent on the local community, the money will have the effect of being multiplied later in that economy. So this is the effect of the multiplier. And then also the economy of the region will benefit through the tourist contribution to the economy of the area. Also, these are possible responses that we can give. Of course, we go to the next part, which is now 3.4. Use the exchange rate table provided to answer the questions. So the first one says calculate the amount of foreign currency that a traveler will receive when exchanging 18,500 rands in the preparation for a trip to the United States of America. So United States of America uses the dollar. So it's on this part using this exchange rate. So in that case, if we convert 18,500 to dollars, obviously we're going to divide 18,500 by 14.74. So here we are going to say 18,500, and then we divide by 14.74. So you see that the answer that we are going to get there is 1,000. Now it's in dollars. $1,255, 9 cents. So 9 cents. So then, of course, this is rounded up to 2 decimal places. So we go to the next part, 3.4.2. Calculate the amount in rand that South African traveler will receive when exchanging 25 pounds upon his return from a trip to England. So obviously, when you are converting these pounds, you have to multiply 25 times the exchange rate for pounds, which is 20.28. So you're going to say 25 times 20.28. Of course, these are pounds. and then you get your answer in rands. So you multiply there, you're going to get 507 rands. Of course, and the question specifically requires you to round off to two decimal places, and then also on 3.4.1 to two decimal places. So basically, this is what we have, guys, according to this video. Thank you for listening, and hopefully the video was helpful. And please, let's not forget to subscribe and share to our channel, and share the link to our colleagues who are doing grade 11 and tourism. As for this video, I'm out. We'll meet again in the next video.